What would you say is the number one dietary hack? If I'm live in Iowa and I'm overweight and I don't want to be overweight. I don't have much time. I don't have money, but I'll do one thing. What would it be?
Get rid of sugar.
Get rid of sugar.
Yeah.
When do you get all your calories in?
So 1:30 I have lunch, small lunch. Dinner I have a big piece of steak, as you know, and
It's a bean steak, ladies and gentlemen. It's bean.
some amount of vegetables, a glass or two of wine, and that's it. So what's ironic here is that because I become metabolically flexible, I derive a lot of my own energy from my own stored body fat. I'm also metabolically efficient.
How does one become metabolically flexible?
You have to cut carbs. You have to give your body a reason to start tapping into its own fat stores. Okay. So if you never give your body a reason to tap into its own fat stores, the body holds on to fat. It hoards it. It saves it because it thinks, oh my God, this is great because one day there's going to be a famine and we're going to have all the fuel we need. Well, that famine never comes for most people. And so people in this country are what I call sugar burners, which is, again, why you want to get rid of the sugar. So sugar burners go maybe have minimum 3 meals a day, sometimes 5, breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, dinner, a bedtime snack. And in many cases, these are people who experience low blood sugar because much of their diet is carbohydrate-based. When you eat carbs, the body does run on glucose and the brain does run on glucose. It is a legitimate fuel, but too much glucose, as you know, in the bloodstream is diabetes, right? So now you've had this meal, your blood sugar rises, you're energetic because, I had something to drink and I'm good. And then your body secretes too much insulin, it overcompensates and sucks all this stuff and usually deposits it in the fat cells. And now your blood sugar drops. Now you're below the normal teaspoon in an entire body of blood. So now you get hungry again. It's 10 o'clock, time for a donut.
Yeah.
And this swing happens all day long.
And exhaust you. And meanwhile, you're continuously building upon your fat storage and you're never drawing it down. You're never taking it out. You're never burning it for energy. Another irony of ironies is every time you eat something like that, every time your insulin is high, it locks the fat in the fat cells. Fat can't come out of storage unless insulin is low. So the way around this is to either start fasting for longer periods of time or to eat a very low carb diet. So I wrote a book called The Keto Reset Diet, and it uses a ketogenic diet, not as a lifestyle, but as 3 to 6 weeks of resetting your metabolism so you become metabolically flexible. By withholding carbohydrates, the body goes, I guess there's not going to be much glucose for my brain, so I'm going to start burning my stored body fat. I'm going to take my fat out of storage, my abdomen, my thighs, my hips, my butt, wherever it is. I'm going to combust it for energy, to move throughout the day, muscular energy, and then I'm going to send some of it to the liver to turn into ketones so my brain can run on ketones. And it turns out the brain runs better on ketones than it does on glucose. So you can go, when you become metabolically flexible, you can skip not just 1 meal or 2 meals, or you can not eat for 3 days, tap into your stored body fat, function as if you're entirely, never missed a meal, because you didn't really, because the 500 calories that you would have had on this plate of food now becomes the 500 calories that comes off your body. The brain is happy because the brain loves ketones. And if your liver becomes good at making ketones, liver makes way more ketones than are necessary to fuel the brain throughout the day. So you've got all these different substrates that you can access without ever having to think about, I'm hangry, I have to eat. Oh, geez. It's the most freeing place a person could be. And with that, you trend toward your ideal body composition. And one of the things that happens, one of the first things that happens, is the disappearance of hunger, appetite, and cravings, because you're no longer tethered to a mealtime. The insulin yo-yo.
Correct.
Yeah, I think, one of the things I'm learning here, and I think is great, this idea of metabolic flexibility, you have to at some point endure a little bit of hunger.
Bingo. You got to do the work. You have to be willing for a couple of days to endure some discomfort. You're not going to die. It's not going to be painful. It's just going to be uncomfortable. They talk about what they call the low carb flu, which is a couple of days where you feel kind of like, as your body is kind of getting used to the fact that there's not going to be carbohydrate at every meal. There's not even going to be a lot of meals.
And that's the time it takes for all of these signals for the genes to upregulate, build the enzymes that take fat out of storage, build the capacity, the capillary capacity in the muscles, increase the amount of mitochondria, and increase the efficiency of the mitochondria you already have. It's an incredibly efficient, effective system that's available to just about everybody.
And it's free.
And it's free, yeah. Now, if you're a morbidly obese 50-year-old who's never done anything like this before, it's going to take time. You can't turn this around in 6 weeks.
No, it's good. So if you like that clip, there's a lot more where that came from. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you won't miss our new videos as they come out each week.